Okay, let's talk. Imagine for a second that we live in a village that's got 100 men, 100 women, and 100 children. Okay? And this village has an issue. The issue is that most of the children in this village are born outside of wedlock. Okay? So out of 100 children that are born out of wedlock, or that are born, 84 of them are born out of wedlock. They're not born within the bonds of marriage. All right? And because of that, these kids, they grow up and they don't do a good job when they leave the village to go compete against other people from other villages, because other people from other villages have a culture that comprises a marriage be established, a family be established between a man and a woman, so that the child is brought into a scenario where they're going to get masculine, they're going to get feminine, they're going to get support from two parents. Not all of these marriages work out in these other communities, but so many more of the children are brought up with that as their basis that they just kick the ass of the kids that are born in this village that has 84 out of 100 childbirths out of wedlock, right? So let's go through how we're getting there. What's happening to create this circumstance? Let's talk about the men first. Okay? So on the men's side, right, we got 100 black men. Okay? Now, off the rip, 54 of these guys have no children. Okay? They're childless. So that leaves 46 guys who are fathers. Right? Now these guys fall into two categories. They can either be married or unmarried. Right? Okay. So 18% of these fathers are unmarried. All right? We're going to call these 18% the Pookies. Okay? So that means that 8.28 of these guys, which is 18% of 46, okay, are baby daddies. Okay? So now, these are the guys that are contributing to this issue. Right? Alright, cool. So, now, let's talk about the women's side. Okay. We got 100 women. These are black women. Off rip, 40 of them are single and childless. All right. So now, 72. Well, we got 60 women who are mothers there. All right. They fall into two categories: married or unmarried. Right? Off rip. Off rip, of these 60 women, 72 of them, percent of them, they're Pukishas. Unmarried. Right? So what does that leave? 43 baby mamas. These are 43 women who are contributing to the problem too. Right? So now, we got these women. We got 43 of them that are baby mamas. They're contributing to that problem. So of the guys who are fathers, you got 8.28 that are reproducing with 43 of the women. These women are choosing these guys to have children with. And this is producing 84 out of 100 children born outside of wedlock inside of this community. Okay? So if you got your village of 200 people and only 8.28 of the men are the problem, but 43 of the women are the problem, are contributing to the problem, which one do you think we need to focus our efforts on? Which one do we need to be focused on fixing the narrative and making sure that they understand how important it is that they get married before they have any children? The 8.28 guys or the 43 women? Which group has the worst culture? The men or the women? Because out of 100 men, right, total men, we only got 8.28, right? And out of the 46 fathers, we only got the 8.28. But with the women, we've got, out of 100 women, 43 of them are contributing to the problem. Out of 60 mothers, 43 of them are contributing to the problem. So when you hear men try to say that the reason we have out of wedlock childbirth, it's a woman's issue, we're not saying that because we want to remove responsibility from these guys. We don't. These guys, these 8.28 guys, they are dog shit men, okay? But the problem is the women have a problem saying that these women are dog shit women. You guys instead give them a victim status. Right? Now let me explain something to you about women having children, everybody. Getting pregnant, that's a mistake. You can make the mistake of getting pregnant. But carrying a child, that is a choice. That's a woman's choice. That is a woman's choice. So when you have women and men where these guys make this mistake here and these girls make this mistake here, right? This is the mistake of getting pregnant. But the choice here is only for the women. It's only the women. That's their choice. Nobody can force them to carry a child. Nobody can force them to have the child or to abort it. It is their choice. Okay? So I want you to look at this again. 43 of the women in our village. 8.28 of the men in our village. What this means is that 91.72% of the men are either single and childless, right? Or married with kids. So making a message to the men when 91% of them have nothing to do with the problem. Call them all crusties and dusties, calling them, acting like all of them fit into the box of being baby daddies, acting like all of them fit into the Pookie and Ray Ray box. Is disingenuous. We receive that as you dodging accountability when none of you want to talk about these 43 women, and when you do, they're just victims of these 8.28 guys. They're not victims. They're co-conspirators. Now, if you're not one of these women here, if it don't apply, let it fly. Stop defending these women. That's what we're saying. Stop defending them.